Hey guys, welcome to the It's Just Wrestling YouTube channel. My name is Justin, and today I'll be going over the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I'll be giving my thoughts on the match and the overall card itself. So let's dive into it. We're going to start off with the pre-show. There was a thrown together tag team match with Bobby Roode and Gable facing Razor from AOP and Chad Dawson from the Revival. This match was just filler. There's really nothing special about this match. It was a non-title match. Gable and Roode pick up a win. Yeah, nothing to it. Let's move on to the second match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev for the United States Championship match. This is another regular match, nothing special. It was a standard SmackDown Live match, to be honest, a bit back and forth. But there is a major spot that we do have to talk about. It's the spot where Nakamura is doing a little heel work, trying to expose the turnbuckle. Lana gets up on the apron to tell the ref what Shinsuke is doing. Nakamura and Lana get into a little argument, and Rusev tries to sneak behind and hit Nakamura, but Nakamura ducks, hitting Lana off the apron, and Lana injures her ankle. This causes Rusev to be a little worried, so he's distracted. Nakamura comes in and hits the Kinshasa on the back of the Rusev's head for the 1-2-3, and now you have a two-time United States champion in Nakamura. So I'm hoping a little bit more from this title run. Hoping like they throw more bodies, make it interesting. See what they go for. Throw Ali in there. See if that that elevates it. Throw Rey Mysterio and Almas in there. Make it a multi-man match going into WrestleMania weekend. Make it interesting. Make the United States Championship matter again, because it didn't really feel like that with the first run. So we'll see. The next match is the Cruiserweight title match. It was a fatal four-way between Buddy Murphy, who's the champion, Kalisto, Akira Tozawa, and Hideo Itami. A really, really, really fun match, and another great showing by the Cruiserweights. These dudes kill it every single time they perform. It's another great match. It was just a fun, spot-filled match, and it shows why 205 Live is actually really good. People should definitely check it out. We're going to talk about a couple of the spots. There was a really cool spot. It was a monkey flip spot on the apron. Kalisto monkey flip Akira Tozawa into the air on the apron onto Buddy Murphy. Really, really cool. There was another spot where Buddy Murphy had Kalisto on his shoulders, almost like a doomsday device. And Akira Tozawa suicide dives through the ropes, hitting Kalisto off Buddy Murphy's shoulders, but as Kalisto's coming down, he turns it into a hurricanrana, sending Buddy Murphy into the barricade. It was just a really insane spot. Buddy Murphy was giving V-trigger-like knees to everybody. There was a super kick party. Eventually, Buddy Murphy hit Murphy's Law and Hideo Itami to get the win. Really fun match, and a great closer to the pre-show. And it shows why the Cruiserweights actually deserve some spotlight, because they're just really, really, really good. And that ends the pre-show, and we're going to go into the main card now. The main card started off with Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship match, and oh my god, was this match so good. So good. This is everything I wanted from me personally. Is what I wanted from a Becky Lynch versus Asuka match. It was hard hitting. These women were hitting each other like crazy, and not soft either. It was very Japanese strong style, if you want to call it that. There was a little bit back and forth in the beginning. Becky came out on top in the beginning, getting a bit Asuka rattled. It was really good. There was this nice spot where Becky hits a exploder into the barricade. Then for like this match just elevated as it got like crazy. They were locking in innovative, like they were locking their submissions in really cool ways. There was a spot where Becky locked in the disarmer on the turnbuckle. It was so good. And then Asuka hit the Asuka lock while outside of through the ropes. It was really good. It was like a more brutal version of their submissions that obviously won't get the win because they need to break the 5 count. But it was different, and it made the match better. There was a Another spot that we had to talk about was a brutal swinging neckbreaker off the apron. Asuka had Becky Lynch in the neckbreaker position and cradled her leg almost like a fisherman suplex. And she swung them both off themselves off the apron, hitting the floor hard. It was a hard bump, but it was brutal. It was a brutal looking spot. They at one point they stole each other's submissions. It was so good. At one point, like Asuka locks into disarmer on Becky. Becky locks into Asuka lock on Asuka. It was so good. The crowd were really into this match. They bought into all the near falls. They were firmly behind Becky. Obviously, she's the man. She's over. But they dug Asuka as well. The crazy ending to this match was really good because it was a variation of the Asuka lock, almost like a cattle mutilation esque Asuka lock, and it took Becky by surprise, forcing her to tap out clean. And at that point, at first, the tap out clean really threw me off a little bit. I was like, I'm shocked. I thought there was going to be a little shenanigans, but I took a day to think about it, and when you really think about it, you had Ronda interfere at TLC, letting Asuka win, and having Asuka win. It took away a little bit from Asuka's win, and now that you just made Becky tap out clean, it solidified that. So it needed to happen. Becky's not going to lose any steam, and after tonight, she's just skyrocketed to like Jupiter because we'll get into that, but you see, the next match is. But before I go into the next match, I'm actually gonna give that Asuka Becky match an A. Just fantastic. It was arguably match of the night in terms of match quality. The crowd went into it. Everything about that match was just perfect. It was really good. The next match is the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champion match between The Bar versus the team of Shane and Miz. It's a really fun match. It's exactly what you expect out of a Shane match, to be honest. He was taking brutal bumps as always. It's a Shane match. It's what he does. It's what he's known for. There's another really cool spot where Cesaro does a giant swing on Shane, and he goes in 20 rotations. I lost count. It might have been 20, it might have been more, but it was it was really fun. The crowd they popped so hard for that. It was really cool. So the ending comes when The Bar about to set up the bro kick. Cesaro's holding Shane. Sheamus is about to do the bro kick. Out of nowhere, Miz comes out, shoves Shane, allowing Sheamus to hit Cesaro with the bro kick, knocking him out the ring. Miz takes Sheamus, hits skull crushing finale, allowing Shane McMahon to hit a shooting star press. This is a damn near 50-year-old man hitting a shooting star press, and a fairly nice looking shooting star press as well. For the 1, 2, 3, Shane McMahon and The Miz are your SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. I don't know who's going to take the belt off them. This should be interesting. I don't know where they're going to go from this, but hopefully we could get Sanity and the club involved because, new era. Let's get them involved, please. So the next match is Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Title match. And this is another great match. The women killed it today. For the Royal Rumble, they killed it. They killed it. They start off with reversals, both really good on end. It's a real technical match. Real technical match. There was a nice little moment where it came off a little bit heelish. Ronda was actually attempting to do the Three Amigos, which is Eddie Guerrero's signature move, and Eddie Guerrero is Sasha Banks' favorite wrestler. So to do that on Sasha Banks, I like it. It came off a little heelish. I don't know if that was the point, but hey, I liked it. Sasha Banks hitting her suicide dive. She tried to go for it twice. And you're not supposed to go for the same move twice. Second time, Ronda caught her, rolled it into an armbar on the outside, and they were literally exchanging submissions. It was such a good technical battle. It really showed how good Ronda is, and it really showed how like it reminded people how good Sasha can be. Like she's really good. This was an NXT esque Charlotte feud, like Sasha Banks that came to the Royal Rumble, and it was great to see. Both women were targeting each other's arms with arm bars and different submissions. At one point, Sasha Banks undid her wrist straps and used her wrist straps to lock in the bank statement. A little bit heelish too, so we'll see. But it was such a great moment. Like she brought out the best. Like she brought the best Sasha Banks that there is, and that's literally reminded everybody like, yeah, I'm still here and I'm still that damn good. There's really nothing more to say about it. Obviously, Ronda came in with the win on the armbar, forcing her to tap. No, she didn't even tap out. She was gonna tap out, but Sasha was able to kind of avoid it for a while until Ronda hit the her Samoan judo finisher. I don't know what they call it. I think they called it Piper's Pit. It was a brutal looking one too, because Sasha looked like she landed on her head, and they picked up the win. It was a nice little, really great match. There was a show of respect at the end of it, but Sasha Banks being Sasha Banks, she threw up the 4 horsewomen sign, teasing that 4 horsewomen feud, which like everybody's waiting for. So we'll see how that goes. The Sasha Banks versus Rousey match, I'm gonna give an A-. It's really great. Just another really overall good match. Really showcased both women, and my favorite, reminded how good like Sasha Banks was. She definitely needed this because she's been booked so horribly for like the past year and a half. So hopefully this is skyrockets her to like at least more title matches and at least those tag team titles with Bayley. For the Bar and Shane mismatch, I forgot to give a grade, but let's give that a B-. Nothing crazy. It's just a fun tag team match with a weird tag team champion. So let's see. The next match, we're going into the Royal Rumbles, the Women's Royal Rumble match. This was a very, very, very long match. So I'm just gonna get into like what I felt about it and the highlights of it. This match from the beginning was a bit botchy for my liking, but it does pick up a lot, especially towards the end. What I really loved about this Women's Royal Rumble is that they kind of kept the legends away, and that may have some mixed opinions, but they filled it with NXT and main roster stars and young NXT stars and main roster stars who don't get enough camera time. And this is a great way to show your mainstream audience younger talent and to big up talent that are on the main roster who are being underutilized. That's what I really got from this Royal Rumble, and I really enjoyed that. Some notable entrants, I should say. Casey Catanzaro from NXT, really great showing. Candice LeRae, wife of Johnny Gargano, Miss Johnny Wrestling herself. Ember Moon, Xia Li from NXT, Rhea Ripley from NXT UK, Zelina Vega came out as Vega. Like, it was so dope. It was so good. There was this one thing that they did in this Royal Rumble that I loved, is that they played certain storylines that have happened in the past and are still ongoing with certain people that appeared in this. There was a spot where Candice LeRae and Zelina Vega had a stare down and started going at it, calling back to their feud in NXT when Almas was still there and Gargano were feuding. Naomi and Mandy Rose continued their feud. There was just little hints of storytelling thrown in there, continuing their feud. Back to Casey Catanzaro, she had a crazy Kofi Kingston style save. She was thrown over the top rope, but she never landed on her feet, so she landed almost like a turtle on her shell, and she crawled back to the barricade and used that to do a handstand, and hand walk toward the the ring post and Spider-Man her way up to the back into the ring. And they called back her little match with Rhea Ripley from the Mae Young Classic. They did a little spot where it was the same exact spot that they did at the Mae Young Classic, except it wasn't good for Casey because she got thrown out right after. But it's little storytelling like that I really enjoyed. The biggest moment of this match started with Nia Jax coming to the ring, getting booed, major heat. Then came out, before that, Lana came out, and she was limping, selling the injury that happened on the pre-show. Nia Jax is the next person to come out. Heat's coming down on her. She's getting booed. She attacks Lana, heading into the ring, and she starts going to work. Out of nowhere, you hear the crowd pop because Becky Lynch starts coming out, and she's like going to Fit Finley. I'm like, yo, let me answer. Let me answer. She can't go. Let me answer. Let me answer. And finally, Fit Finley's like, yo, go, go, go. And Becky Lynch has officially entered the Royal Rumble match. And that crowd, that crowd popped. So hard for that. So hard. Like, they were loud. Really, really, really loud for Becky Lynch, and rightfully so. And the facial expression on everybody that was in that ring was like, are you serious? Nia Jax was like, no, they played on the Nia Jax Becky Lynch storyline from Survivor Series. Charlotte was pissed, though. It all boiled down to the last four, which was Bayley, Nia Jax, Charlotte, and Becky. The crowd's going crazy because they feel it. Bayley gets eliminated, so it's down to just Charlotte, Nia, and Becky. And then directly right after, it's just Charlotte and Becky going at it, continuing their problems, continuing their feud. Charlotte at one point tells Nia not to get involved. More back and forth action. Nia ends up getting eliminated. It's down to Charlotte versus Becky, sorry. And the crowd is just going nuts. They're going nuts. But as it was about to go down, Nia attacks Becky and throws her off the ring steps, causing her to tweak her leg. And since Becky was never thrown over the top rope, she wasn't eliminated, so Nia kept attacking her. She tweaked her leg, and Becky's selling the injured leg like crazy, and Charlotte's in there, and they're about to declare Charlotte the winner because they think Becky can't go, but Becky fires up, gets in the ring, like, nah, I want this fight, let's fight. So they let her go. Charlotte attacks the leg, and they're playing like Charlotte's gonna win until Becky eliminates Charlotte, and the crowd goes crazy. This was like Stone Cold level, like pop. Like this was loud. This was very, very loud. It was really good. That last bit of the Royal Rumble was booked to perfection. Like to a T. You couldn't book it anymore. There's no official word on yet who Becky's gonna face, but it's gonna be obvious that she's gonna go off to Ronda. It'll probably be a triple threat match because Charlotte will somehow wiggle her way in there. There's enough storyline purpose to do that. So yeah, really, really good. Overall, I'm gonna give that Royal Rumble a B+. Again, it was really botchy at the beginning, but there was little bits of storytelling, little bits of elements in there that really allowed it to get better. And the fact that they kept it just NXT and main roster people, I loved it. Like I loved it. That's how you build up talent. That's how you build up fresh faces. That's how you get from your casual crowd to get invested in certain aspects of your product. Like Rhea Ripley had a hell of a showing. Casey Catanzaro had a hell of a showing. like stuff like that. That's how you get people to watch NXT. Like it was just really great. And then there was this one point when Charlotte entered, everybody that was in the ring started attacking Charlotte. It just made Charlotte like the ultimate threat. Like everything that those little moments really helped this Royal Rumble match out. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a B plus. It was just, and then yeah, Becky winning just, she's like skyrocketed to Jupiter right now. Like in terms of like overness, she's crazy over. There's no stopping that train right now. So the next match that we're gonna get into is AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. This match, unfortunately, had to follow Becky Lynch winning the Royal Rumble, so the crowd was quiet, very quiet during this match. And this match wasn't a bad match. Like you're not gonna have a bad match with AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan in the same ring. That's just not gonna happen. But with the crowd being so dead and like the energy was taken away from the Becky Lynch celebration, it really made this match feel less than what it was, and it shouldn't be. But there was also a weird finish. The finish came with like Eric Rowan coming back and choke slamming AJ Styles after a ref bump and helped Daniel Bryan get the win that way. I don't know why that was the finish. I don't know if we're getting the Wyatts back together with Daniel Bryan, or Daniel Bryan's gonna be some vegan cult leader for some vegan stable. But yeah, I definitely, if it's a vegan stable, then yeah, let's go for it. But overall, that match I'm gonna give a B minus. Just the crowd itself was really like dead, and then that finish killed it for me, unfortunately. And it wasn't a bad match. Like you're not gonna have like I said, you're not gonna have a bad match with AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. You're just not. The next match we're gonna get into is the Universal Title match. It was Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the Universal Title. This was your predictable as can be typical Brock match. The one thing that I did like in this match was that they actually used his real life issues with excuse me if I mispronounced this, but diverticulitis, which is a like real problems with your stomach or part of your stomach. Brock Lesnar had been diagnosed with that and was really in bad shape with that, to the point that he had to retire from UFC because of it. So they played on that. There was a spot where Finn pushed him into the corner of the announce table, and Brock sold it, and he did it again. And throughout the match, every time he did a move that strained his stomach, he sold that injury. So I did like that aspect of it, because it was different than just your regular old thing where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a comeback for the face. Even though it was the same thing, it was just that there's a little difference in that made me a little bit better. For that match, I'm gonna give a B minus. Brock Lesnar wins with a sudden Kimura lock. After Finn goes for the coup de grace, he gets caught in the Kimura lock and taps out. That's really about it. It was a really abrupt finish. But yeah. Other than that, we're gonna go into the men's Royal Rumble match. The men's Royal Rumble match was really good. Don't think it hit the high note at all in terms of like the Becky Lynch aspect of the women's Royal Rumble match, but it was still very entertaining itself. One of the best moments is that Jeff Jarrett returned as number 2. Definitely pop for that. He had a nice little segment with Elias because Elias was number 1. So that was pretty cool. My big I'm just going to go through highlights here. I'm not going to try to talk through every single part of this. A really big shout out to Jerry Gargano, Aleister Black, and Pete Dunne from NXT making their Royal Rumble debut. It was so good to see, and just while Johnny Gargano was in there and Pete Dunne was there and Aleister Black was in there, I was just looking at potential like feuds that they could all have like give me Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins, or Johnny Gargano versus Rey Mysterio. Give me Aleister Black versus Seth. Like, there was just so many good things about that could just like, the future is really bright for them if booked right, obviously, but it's really good. Um, there was a really, really, really cool spot when Braun Strowman was in the Rumble with Ali, Mustafa Ali, Rey Mysterio, and Almas, where it was really weird. So it's Tower of Doom spot. So Braun had Andrade, sorry, because they took out Almas. Andrade on his shoulders. Mustafa Ali goes for a dive. Andrade catches Ali as like in a suplex position. So while he's on the shoulders of Brock Lesnar, and Rey Mysterio comes in and like drops everybody. It was an insane spot for that. But one of the huge highlights was when Bobby Lashley came out. He's immediately thrown out by Seth Rollins, and he gets mad and takes out Seth Rollins, and there's a table spot where he put Seth Rollins through a table, and that's pretty much his Seth Rollins' rest spot. At that point, you kind of knew Seth was going to win, because at number 30, who was supposed to be R-Truth, Nia Jax comes out, and at this point, everybody's like, what's going on? What the hell is going on? Nia attacks R-Truth and enters herself in the men's Royal Rumble. She eliminates Ali, which I wasn't too fond of, but I realized that Ali also eliminated Shinsuke, also eliminated Samoa Joe, which continues their feud, which Ali and Samoa Joe just seems like a really great feud. It's going to be a great feud, so no worries there. She got a little offense in, kicked Rey Mysterio down. She like shoulder blocked Randy Orton. She splashed Dolph Ziggler. It was really, really, really cool. Then it was weird but cool, because then it took a really fun turn where she ate a super kick from Dolph Ziggler, a 619 from Rey Mysterio, and an RKO from Randy Orton, and then she's eliminated by Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. It was just the crowd popped for it. I know there's some back and forth on why they allowed that spot. I think it's their way of doing intergender wrestling. If you're gonna cater to indie fans, people gotta realize that intergender wrestling is a big thing on the indies, and it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's fairly insane. And if done right and done properly, it's wrestling. It's a scripted sport. You know, they're performers. Let them perform. Whether it's with a male competitor against another male competitor, why can't it be a female and a male? That's where I stand on it. If it's done right and done properly, and it doesn't go overboard with crazy amounts of violence, then do it. Why not? That was a really fun moment. The final four ended up being Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and Almas. Andrade Cien Almas. I was big shout out to Andrade because I'm a huge fan. The dudes, they need to make him the face of SmackDown in the future, because he could have a damn near good match with anybody. So why not? He had a really good showing in this one too. Made it to the final four. Got eliminated by Braun. Braun also eliminated Dolph Ziggler, so it was only down to Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. Really, really, really booked well too, because it has shades of Nikki Bella and Asuka, because they were both on the apron, and it looked like Braun was gonna eliminate Seth, but Seth was able to hit the curb stomp and eliminate Braun, and you now have Seth Rollins going to WrestleMania. Both people who people wanted to win won. So yeah, overall, it was a fun pay per view. I think I'm gonna give it a B plus altogether. Um, it was fun. The best match for me, my favorite match personally was the Asuka versus Becky Lynch match. It's really good. Uh, Becky Lynch having her moment at the Royal Rumble, solidifying herself and her push is amazing. You have to. She's so over with the crowd, and they just put a rocket, like they put a rocket now on her, and she's like in outer space somewhere because she's just crazy over. But yeah, this Royal Rumble also had little spots of storytelling. Ali eliminating, like I said, Ali eliminating Samoa Joe. That's a feud. You have people going ahead and they have new faces in Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black, and Pete Dunne. They're gonna look at these people and be like, "Who's that?" Because Pete Dunne and Aleister Black had a nice little exchange. Johnny Gargano was just doing flips and super kicks, so it was really good. Um, Overall, really fun Royal Rumble pay per view. I don't really have too many complaints about it. But yeah, let's see if they can continue the road. This is the road to WrestleMania. This is playoff time for WWE. So let's get it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment. I know this video is a little late, so I apologize. I tried to do it yesterday, but I was so drained from watching so much wrestling. But yeah, I'm hoping to get another a better camera today by tomorrow. So hopefully the quality of the video will be better, and I'll be doing a raw review as well tomorrow. So yeah, thank you again. My name is Justin. Subscribe, share, comment. Thank you guys. Have a good one.